Hi there. I want to share with you and let's explore the Vermeer painting of a lady standing at the Virginal. This is one of Vermeer's later paintings. It was created in 1672 to 1673. And unfortunately, he didn't live much longer than that. He died, unfortunately, very young. And I think he died at 42 years old. And so this is one of his last paintings. And it's like his heightened period. So if you look at some of his earlier paintings, say his allegory paintings, those are his early career style paintings. And then we fall into his more middle era paintings where everything there's a gigantic diffusion. The light and the quality of light is very diffused. Like, for example, here, you see how the edges are all diffused. Everything's kind of on the soft side. In his later works, there became a crispness in his paintings. And this painting, in my opinion, is probably one of the best examples of the crispness. You still get a little bit of the diffusion in the way, like, for example, how, like, right there, unfortunately, this painting is not, I could not find a higher resolution painting. So we're going to have to deal with some pixelization in the analysis of this painting. But we do have a little bit of diffusion, but as a whole, not as much as what we would see in his earlier works. This painting, though, is interesting in other methodologies and technique. We have a lady standing again in the middle of the composition. She is doing a solitary activity. Someone is coming in and looking at her. We've got Cupid in the background. We have a beautiful landscape, and we have a landscape on the cover of the Virginal. So oftentimes Vermeer would use this, he would signal what was going on, the emotional heightening of a painting by what was surrounding. So I would say that there's something about love is involved. Maybe a suitor has come in, or someone she loves has entered the room while she's playing. This painting also, there's a clarity in the light. And also, this is a painting where, yes, he did use blues, but there you can see evidence of ultramarine blue, but it's not overflowing with ultramarine blue, like, say, his earlier paintings. Like this one, he used ultramarine blue, which is pulverized lapis lazuli, which had to be imported from the Himalayas and Afghanistan. So exceptionally expensive semi-precious stone pulverized to create your lapis lazuli blues. And then this painting, he has not used that as much. In fact, actually, he's used terra verte a lot. And if we zoom in on the lady's face, the shadow shape is made because we've got a pink flesh tone. And then the shadow shape is actually made by terra verte, green, and it's a very effective way of making shadow shapes. And a lot of the shadows are made by terra verte in red. He's evolving even like the pigments and how he uses his work. And so I want to share with you just a quick exercise I did several years ago, after I had read, I can't remember if it was Oil Painting Techniques or if it was in his Science and Practice of Drawing. Both of those books are by Harold Speed. And Harold Speed wrote about how you could make some phenomenal flesh tones and paint wet and create flesh tones. So I got very interested, and by coincidence, I had 3 different types of terra verte, and I used cadmium vermilion because Harold Speed spoke about how you can use a vermilion, which is a orangey pinky red. And Vermeer used vermilion on his color palette. And then how you can paint wet, the vermilion with the terra verte. And you can do it 2 ways. You paint the vermilion down first, and then you lay over with the terre verte, which is how Vermeer used it. Or you can you lay down the terre verte, and then you lay over, you paint wet and wet, the vermilion layer. And so I experimented, and I wanted to see, because I had 3 different types of terre verte. I had a more warmer tone, a cooler tone, and then like a middle range that actually had a little bit more opacity to it, because terre verte is a very transparent pigment. And I wanted to see, like, how would it change? And like, I personally think that my favorite one is this one. This one's pretty good too, but the warm terre verte does not work as well when you are trying to create flesh tones. Vermeer, in this painting, this is his true mature, his painting style. And there is a clarity and sharpness to the painting that is, it's beautiful, it's quiet, it has a little bit more sterility than some of his like mid-career works do, but still, still has that emotive quality to it. And I just want to share, there's a book that talks about Vermeer and his use of a camera obscura, and how, you have all these tile formations. Vermeer often probably, he may have used the same room, the same studio, but in order to create variety or whatever, he would give a different floor treatment, a different wall treatment, a different window quality to his paintings, and that would created variety and interest, and it helped him, create his artistic world of these solitary females, sometimes with men, living like everyday life. It's a very good painting. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you. So thank you so much.